our obsession with skinniness is such a disease. No. I don't agree with that. I mean, I'm saying that as someone who has body dysmorphia and is obsessed with being skinny. I think that if we have a drug that could truly limit a lot of people's appetite, that would eliminate a dramatic amount of secondary problems caused by obesity. Okay? Not necessarily a bad thing at all. We are in the Ozempic era. Until we find out that like Ozempic is making people's like fucking throats explode or something, or like making people develop goiter, everyone's gonna be on that shit. Okay. Turns out Ozempic is like also fucking possibly like has secondary effects, like other side effects that are positive. Cigarette Overlord, thank you for the 5, get the subs. Ozempic has been around for diabetes, I know, but now it's like fat medicate. They're using it as a way to like tamper. They're using Ozempic now as a way to suppress appetite. Pretty sure Ozempic already has a black box warning for thyroid cancer. Okay, well, I know. Well, that's why I don't take it. People definitely, I mean, Ozempic is like definitely broadly prescribed now, and it will get even crazier. Ozempic is an appetite suppressant, which is why people are, and it seemingly is like relatively safe. So they are prescribing it like fucking crazy. I just checked, I'm right. It's extremely rare, but you're right. As more people use it, the incidence of thyroid cancer will go up. Yeah, it had the capacity to create thyroid cancer in the animal trials. I looked into it a lot because, the boy also needs to shave off some pounds, okay? And has a binge eating disorder. So it would be nice. But it's not worth it. For me, at least. Especially right now. There's no reason to do it.
And so a new medication, a new drug labeled the King Kong of weight loss is going to be available in approximately 1 year. This diabetes drug led to 20% or more weight loss in up to 57% of the people who took the highest dose.
The worst part about Ozempic is that, the FDA is inevitably going to fucking crack down on it, okay? They're going to crack down on it, or they're going to restrict the amount that you can actually fucking release to the market. And when that happens, America is going to reach a new level of obesity no one has ever seen before, called omega obesity, okay? I'm telling you right now, Ozempic and any kind of appetite suppressant drug, as a matter of fact, will be very good for you while you're taking it, okay? However, when you're off of it, and people will inevitably go off of it because they don't have access to the medication, because it's too expensive, or because they like change the, I don't know, they restrict it or something like that. And there is shortage of Ozempic as far as I understand already. It creates a process where you're so reliant on the drug for appetite suppressant that you eat way fucking more than you did before. Okay? You eat way more than you ate before, and you gain all the way back and then some, okay? It's also kind of fucked up because it's, medication for diabetes. So, like, there's diabetic people who need it, like, literally need it, okay? For survival and stuff. So, I don't know. It's not even approved already for people who aren't obese for weight loss. Bro, listen, this is purely anecdotal, okay? But from what I know, especially in Los Angeles, baby, it's been out here, okay? Let me tell you something. I've known about Ozempic for some time now. This is only becoming more, like, I never knew it by name. My dad actually was suggested to use it many, many years ago. He had diabetes. He doesn't anymore because he did the gastric bypass and stuff. I never put two and two together until I saw the 60 Minutes video where they basically did a fucking marketing campaign for it on 60 Minutes. But people have been using this miracle drug in Hollywood for a minute now. Yeah, people have been using it like a lot. Jonah Hill, Post Malone, every fucking fat celebrity, or like not even fat, but like slightly overweight celebrity that you've seen that like got got peeled out of nowhere has probably taken Ozempic. Pharmacists here, the goals are noble, but it needs to be used in conjunction with being aware of portion control and reevaluating one's diet. Unfortunately, that's not normally done. Yes, I know. No one does that. Everyone wants like, I mean, I get it, dude. I have issues. I get it. I know how hard it is. So I'm not going to fucking sit here. I'm not going to fucking sit here and act like, oh, these people are just lazy. They haven't fixed their diets. Like, no, that shit is incredibly difficult. Good Dr. Mike.
Hey, folks.
Not that one.
Dr. Mike here for Renaissance Periodization. And today's...
What the fuck? This guy, this guy's a doctor? What is he, the doctor of gains? What the fuck? Does he have a doctorate in being brolic?
I'm going to weigh in on a bit of a fitness controversy that's kind of happening in the social media space. And that is weight loss drugs versus lifestyle choices. And I think this is a false controversy. I think it is a false dichotomy. And I'll be very clear about this in 9 points. Let's get to the points. So here's the thing to set this up. There is a new generation of weight loss drugs out on the market, FDA approved, and more people are using them. They are GLP-1 and GIP agonists. These are gut hormone, gut peptides. And these drugs, the most famous of which is the first really effective one, is known as Ozempic, aka semaglutide. There's also tirzepatide, and it's coming out with all kinds of new drugs on the horizon. And what these drugs do is they do a few things actually very good for your health in general. And seemingly from all the research we have and all the inference from what pathways they activate and how. But their biggest thing is, so small stuff is they improve insulin sensitivity and all this other stuff. But their big major beneficial effect is that they absolutely crush appetite. Now, to be more technically correct, they have a very powerful dose-dependent effect on appetite. So if you take very little amount of the drug, you get a slight reduction in appetite. Well, that's okay, whatever. If you take much more of the drugs, you can take enough of the drugs in a safe and healthy manner. This has been tested over and over on large groups of people. Even huge doses of the drug relative to how much they crush hunger are totally safe. And that's the thing is when I say huge doses, it's a very small amount of actual stuff, and it can make your appetite basically just go away. We don't want appetites to go away because we still want people eating food. But as you can imagine, if we titrate the drug appropriately in a particular patient that's taking it, we can kind of set their hunger levels at, anything we want. So if you're...
Yeah, this shit's fire because ultimately, again, the fat shamers, when they say just stop eating forehead, are technically not incorrect because that is the way you lose weight. Okay? Like, you lose weight by eating less than your body fucking, needs, I guess. You eat at a deficit and then you end up losing weight. That's just how it works. Okay? So this technically just shuts off that fucking part of your brain that is responding to your, gut biome or your gut, I guess, that says like, I'm hungry. I need to eat, please. I need to eat real bad. I need to eat more.
Your normal hunger level has you consuming 4,000 calories a day, and thus you're overweight and in bad shape. We can give you just enough drug to get you down to 2,000 or 2,500 calories.
Doesn't this make them 100% right? No, just like the holistic mommies, they're 100% wrong, even though the technicality behind it is correct. It's just saying to a fat person, just stop eating, fatty, is demonstrably bad, okay? It has the reverse impact, okay? That's why it's wrong. Like, they're right that, like, technically it's calories in, calories out. They're wrong when they constantly fucking are fat shaming and saying, just stop eating, just stop snacking, because that part is so fucking difficult and they will never understand it because they've been skinny their whole lives until they hit, like, a wall.
Calories, and over a long time, you will lose lots of weight and then just stay there. If you continue to take the drug, it seems that the negative feedback loops from the research we've seen so far are minimal, if non-existent, perhaps. So thus, if you continue to take, let's say, a milligram of Ozempic every week, you get that same milligram of effect every week for a year and a half at least. There are other drugs that do this in a different category of drugs altogether. Modafinil, for example, is maybe the first neurologically enhancing drug, you could say, the first smart drug ever to some extent. And it's used mostly to keep people awake for various things, but it also seems to be a cognitive enhancer. Modafinil doesn't seem to have a negative feedback loop. You just take it, you get the same effects. You take it one day, you take it the first time you take it, and the 500th time you take it, it gives you the same identical effects, which is really cool. So these drugs are really neat in that they do this. Now, more and more people have been taking them, and some people in the fitness industry have brought up what they think is a problem. And they basically saying, if you give people this drug, it takes the onus off of them changing their fitness and health habits. For example, their propensity to make better food choices, and you're just masking the problem. It's like drugging away the underlying problem, right? And
yeah, I mean, but you can use drugs like Ozempic, or you can use drugs like even Adderall, Ritalin, Concerta, Vyvanse, and things like that to fix portion control and make better health choices, especially if you train your body to eat a certain way. That's it. That's just, but a lot of people, unfortunately, when they get off of the drug, then go bananas mode and eat like crazy. He isn't saying no side effects. He said no tolerance develops. That's kind of crazy.
There is a lot to say about that. There's a lot to say about that. And I'll kind of put forward my thesis in 9 separate points. And please let me know in the comments what you guys think. And if you find the points contentious, please let me know on what inferential or evidentiary grounds you find them contentious. And we'll get to chatting in the comments about who's marginally more correct or incorrect. All right, so here we go. So point number 1, it is absolutely true. I do agree that the drugs do not get you directly to eat healthier. They definitely get you to eat less. But eating healthy is still something people should try to do, and something we should, in the fitness industry, advocate for our clients and our followers and et cetera to do as well. Okay. So yes, absolutely. I don't agree with just taking a pill and saying, hey, look, the pill solved it all, because the pill didn't solve it all. Now, what did the pill solve? There's actually 2 situations here, 2 issues, 2 problems, not one. One problem is people eat too much. And 2 is people eat also unhealthy. So there's the amount of food they eat, and then what it is that composes that food. 2 separate problems. They're interrelated problems, but nonetheless, they can be bifurcated into 2 separate problems. And modern weight loss drugs, and in the future more and more effectively and for less money, have essentially knocked out problem number 1. Like, how much you eat is a pharmacologically now solved problem, which is crazy to say. I can't believe it's 2020. I guess I can believe it's 2023 and I'm saying this. We live in the straight up future, but like, that's a big deal. Like, that's nothing we've been ever able to say.
I think he's not wrong. I mean, it is the reason why they're like selling this as a miracle drug is because like it has, as far as I understand, less side effects, like less negative side effects than the other amphetamines like that I just mentioned to you. And therefore, it's just like directly tackling the problem of appetite, which is directly linked to weight gain and weight loss. Animal studies have shown that it can cause thyroid cancer in like very, very limited. I mean, it's like rare. It's super rare. It will become probably more common as people are mass using this drug now, because doctors are prescribing the shit out of this, okay? Maybe it's anecdotal, maybe it's Los Angeles, but I'm going to tell you, doctors certainly are fucking prescribing the shit out of this. Our obsession with skinniness is such a disease. No. I don't agree with that. I mean, I'm saying that as someone who has body dysmorphia and is obsessed with being skinny. I think that if we have a drug that could truly limit a lot of people's appetite, that would eliminate a dramatic amount of secondary problems caused by obesity, okay? Not necessarily a bad thing at all. As long as people are basically being taught, on top of everything else, portion control and making better and healthier dietary choices that they can take with them for the rest of their lives, that they can continue for the rest of their lives, okay? It's not even about like, it's not even about being skinny. It's about being fucking healthy. And The reality is, no matter how much we talk about fat shaming, and I have talked about this a lot, about how negative fat shaming is, how stupid fat shaming is, and body positivity overall is not a bad thing unless you're like using it to fucking, sell Oreos because you're working for Mondelez International secretly as a PR spokesperson. It's greatly important, very important. Yeah, it's called fiber. Yeah, totally, dude. It's just fiber. Just eat fiber, forehead. You'll shit out 4,000 calories when you are supposed to be eating like 2,500.
In the weight loss and obesity space. Okay, so like, they give you it as long as you respond well to the drug, which almost everyone does, especially if the doctor titrates it and you are honest about your responses. Most people can take the drug and just get about to the level of hunger that they want. Okay, it's a very similar effect to blood pressure drugs. As far as the landscape of effects, like doesn't matter what kind of blood pressure you have, you can take a small amount of blood pressure drugs and a moderate amount of blood pressure drugs, especially combined therapy, will absolutely get your blood pressure as low as you want.
I assume a lot of people taking this do not have health problems, especially in LA, Lamont. No, we're talking about America, man. Maybe not in Los Angeles, but like in the United States of America, the people taking it definitely do have weight and health problems. Come on.
Even low enough to kill you. Okay. And the same thing actually for boner pills. Like if your penis is medically capable of getting blood to it, boner pills absolutely will get you an erection. Okay. It's just actually something I read several years ago. I was doing a little research. You know what I'm saying? Boy, everybody could use a little enhancement. You feel me for those whiskey nights. And it's literally a sentence like by
this guy, what the fuck kind of doctor is this guy? He's like, yeah, sometimes my dick don't work when I'm drinking whiskey, so I take Viagra. What the fuck?
Some, accredited body that was like erectile dysfunction.
Bro, this is my doctor. I'm about to get the gains of a lifetime, though. I still love him immediately.
Is a pharmacologically solved problem. Anyone healthy enough to be having sex can absolutely get an erection. I was like, holy shit, I didn't know they were that strong. Then, you know what I'm saying, a quarter of a Viagra tab. And I'm like, holy shit, do I have to go to the hospital after this? Yes. But just kidding. But, some close calls there. Sooner or later.
Okay.
If you imagine.
They don't get you to eat healthier. It's correct. Point 2 is they don't get you to eat healthier. Point 3 is they don't get you to eat healthier. They don't address the fundamental problem. People become emboldened by weight loss, willpower, the problem space. What is this? The most replayed part. Let's look at that, and then we'll move on from this. He's saying he's right. I mean, this is not like a miracle drug in the way that like it automatically solves the actual issue, which you still have to work on. It suppresses your appetite, so it makes it easier for you to combat like binge eating disorder, any kind of like eating problems that you have, and you can regulate your intake a lot better. It's a good thing. It doesn't fully solve the problem, and when you actually don't fucking when you get off the drug due to shortages or whatever the fuck, which can happen, and it has happened, you will then yo-yo diet because you didn't actually, fix the underlying the underlying issue. You did not fix your diet. You just took a supplement that made it easier for you to not eat. That's it.